I firmly believe that any entrepreneur can create a business around what they love. I'm here today with a special guest, Cayla Naylor, who has done an excellent job of taking her passion for design and creating a business around it. And I'm really excited to see this launch go live. Kayla, would you please tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name is Kayla, and I am a surface pattern designer. I originally started out as an engineer, so I went to school for civil engineering, and I worked as a civil engineer for a couple of years. And then when I became a mom, I really wanted to do something from home. So I bought an iPad and started doing digital art. And at first, I thought it would be fun to sell nursery prints. I've always been obsessed with kids and everything around kids. So I thought it'd be fun to do nursery prints. And, it went okay. But honestly, it wasn't until I found a course through Instagram that I got into surface pattern design. And then from there, I found my way to designing for fabric companies, for wallpaper companies. I designed, you know, journal covers and planners and so many fun things with my surface patterns. So from there,
Sorry,
I you're so I really wanted to
feel like
take.
I'm about to just die.
Are you okay?
Ugh. Okay, so I used to have asthma and I
Really?
outgrew it, but I've started feeling like it's coming back.
Okay, could it be also allergies?
It's definitely allergies
Because I've
or
heard
like
this year
related. So
alone, it's like 200% more than last year. Pollen.
sorry, I didn't mean to totally
No, you're
derail you
good.
like
You're
that. I'm like sitting here, I'm
because like
like,
I'm
oh, I'm
totally.
like having a chink. See, this will be something that I maybe edit out, or maybe we have like a blooper reel. I don't know. I think it's really cool. So you got into design.
Yes.
Obviously, you had a knack for it and a passion, and you were, working on all these different projects, and not just in one realm. Like you
Yeah.
mentioned, it was fabric, but it was also covers for, like books and things like that.
Yeah.
It's really cool, one, that you find something that you're passionate about and that you enjoy doing. Two, it's really awesome that you make it a career. And then now I think you are starting your own endeavor, right?
Yes.
Little Laura Lane, correct?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that and what got you into that.
Yeah. So I've also had a dream of making a difference. I know it kind of sounds a little cheesy, but I've always wanted to do like some humanitarian trip or be able to take something and, you know, make a difference in people's lives. And so, you know, talking with my husband, we tried to figure out how I could relate my love for service pattern design, my love for family and kids, and my love for making a difference in the world. And so we decided to come up with Little Laura Lane, where I designed the patterns for baby pajamas. And these are bamboo pajamas. So they last for a very long time. They're super stretchy, super durable, temperature regulating, just the best quality that we can put out there so that we can take these pajamas to people in the community. We have a little page on our website that's called Give Back, where people can nominate families that are struggling or in need so that we can be able to take them pajamas or a care package or anything like that. We also live near a children's hospital, and I cannot wait to be able to take some of the pajamas to the kids there. So I just wanted to, come up with a way to make a difference, to help those that I love and be able to share what I love.
I love the concept of the give back page. If you didn't know, that's something that I do as well in my
Yeah.
businesses. We have the same format. It even sounds like a
Yeah.
give back page on our flagpole website. Somebody can come and nominate someone to receive
Yeah.
a
I love that.
flagpole, a care package,
Yeah.
right? And obviously, it's probably not feasible for us to do it with everybody, but we try to make it a
Yeah.
point to do it. You know, well, I think last year we ended up doing like 15 or 20
Yeah.
like free flagpoles and installs.
That's amazing.
I love that concept because it encourages people to think about other people as well. And
Yeah.
it's not just
Exactly.
you, but it's a
Yeah.
broader scope of how can we contribute to our friends, our family, our communities. And
Exactly.
then you mentioned something that I didn't want to let slide. I have a good friend, Akbar Sheikh. His whole mantra in entrepreneurship, he's known as the coach's coach, but the whole reason he's into entrepreneurship is the concept of making more to give more. And he's very popular. I mean, he makes a lot of wells. He builds like,
Okay.
I think he's actually on a trip to Kenya right now to open
Oh,
up
well.
a children's school that was named after his late sister.
Yeah.
But the whole premise of what he does as an entrepreneur is so that he can make a difference in the lives of other people. And
Yes.
having that why and the drive and desire to make the world a better place around you, I think is one of the things that sets apart successful entrepreneurs from people who are just in it for the money.
Because you have a reason.
Exactly. It's not just a cash grab. It's
Yeah.
not, I'm
Yeah.
trying to
I
flip
need
a
this
product.
now. Yeah.
It's that you are genuinely driven to make the world better for the people around you and your community.
For sure.
I think that's a super admirable trait. So let me ask, were there any specific experiences or instances in your life that maybe drove you to take it from just, I don't want to say just because it's an awesome thing, but from your career field to an entrepreneurial endeavor?
I don't know if there's anything that I can pinpoint exactly. It's more just been I don't know. I love making things for other people.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of it sounds cheesy. I've done like wedding cakes and cookies and I make all these fancy things for people that really can't afford it so that I can see the joy on their face. And I've done that with my art. I've done that with so many things in my life that I don't know. There's something special about seeing someone light up from whether it's something super small or something really personable.
So would you say it's more the feeling that there's just more to give and there's like
Yeah.
it was maybe the calling for you to make the world a better place in that endeavor then?
Yeah.
Sorry, I awkwardly had to take a drink because I could feel that like
You're
itch in
good.
my
I'm
throat
gonna take a
again.
drink too.
So we kind of talked about your why. And it's this,
Mhm.
if I'm understanding right, the calling to contribute more to your community, to your friends, to your neighbors, to the world as a whole.
Yeah.
I think it's a very common theme in entrepreneurship. It's taking your passion, taking something that you see as a problem or that you can improve upon, right? You talked about
Mhm.
using the best possible, you know, quality materials for your
Yeah.
pajamas. And so it's not just simply the charity aspect, it's also improving something that you saw could be improved.
Yeah.
And you make the world a better place for people in that endeavor as well. Could I ask, your mom, you have a career in surface pattern design.
Mhm.
Now you have this entrepreneurial endeavor. How do
Yeah.
you balance all of those things?
I mean, that's a good question because I'm still trying to figure that out myself. But I think during the day, I really try and prioritize my kids, especially like I'll take moments from breakfast time until lunch, and I'm all theirs. We play, we color, we do fun activities, go to the splash pad. And then usually in the afternoon, my kids are taking it easy, whether watching a show or taking naps, and I'm able to work a little bit there. I would say right now I'm hustling at night, doing a lot of the stuff behind the scenes when my kids are asleep so that I really can
Mhm.
make sure that I'm there for them and still trying to do the things that I need to do.
I think that's really admirable. And to be honest, it's one of my biggest struggles in entrepreneurship. I am juggling a handful of businesses constantly, and it's difficult to prioritize spending time with my family.
Yeah.
And it's a weakness because they're the whole reason I do everything I do. And I
Right?
can see it's the same
Yeah.
for you,
Right?
right? I want to be more present for my kids. I want to be more present with my wife.
Yeah.
I sometimes run into this issue. Again, it's my own weakness. I budget time for my kids. And I feel bad even saying that, but like I force myself to have a couple hours a day that I can spend with them.
Oh,
And
I think that's
sometimes when I
great.
do that, I feel guilty that I'm not like mentally, I'll be thinking about aspects that I should improve
Yeah.
or things like that. And I'm not always mentally present in there. So the fact that you're able to segment that time that morning with your kids, I think one, that's super powerful, but two, it's a constant reminder of why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think having that, underlying foundation
Yeah.
helps entrepreneurs in general, but it helps us be successful, right? I know that everything I do, the hours I put in, it's to benefit my family so that they don't ever have to have the struggles that maybe I had when I was growing up. Um, at the end of the day, I think family, like I wrote a book on it. It's like family's the most important drive. And I think having that foundation is really important. So I commend you for doing it and maintaining that well. People drop the ball a lot when it comes to entrepreneurship and family. And you mentioned doing the work behind the scenes late at night. I relate to that. And I'm sure our viewers relate to that so much. Even now, I'll end up, I put the kids to bed 7:30, 8 p.m., and I'll be up till like 11, sometimes midnight. And I'm just grinding on a project. And all of a sudden I look at the clock and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I gotta go to sleep. I need to rest. I need to refresh my mind for the next day. Um, but honestly, that's what it takes. That at the end of the day, everybody wants the easy win. And in my opinion, the easy win doesn't really exist. I told you my story. I spent, 2 years grinding on my e-commerce business behind the scenes before I ever got a paycheck out of it. And it was staying in the office late hours. It was trying to, because I was manufacturing in China. So I was like staying late so that they would be in office so that I could call them so that we could, figure out our process and designs. Um, but it's those things that separate people when it comes to success. Finding the time, the drive, the energy to put in the work that other people aren't willing to put in. Okay. So we kind of hit your personal life and
Yeah.
we've talked about your business a little bit. Let's talk about the strategy. And I think that when I say strategy, recognize it's an overarching term that encompasses infinite concepts. So we don't need to get too nitty gritty or anything like that. Uh, in short, what's working, what's not working, where are you struggling, what are you doing good at, and how can we use that or talk through it to help anyone who might be watching?
Okay. I guess right now for me, I really like making the patterns, obviously. So making the patterns, I did a photo shoot and had them wear white pajamas so that I could put my patterns on top of them. And so I'm doing good at mock-ups. I'm doing good at the website design. I am having a hard time, I would say, posting consistently on social media because I'm not a social media person. I I'm more, behind the scenes. I'm okay watching everyone else, but like sharing a lot, I forget. And I guess that kind of goes along with marketing, like putting my story out there in a way that people can easily access and understand.
Sure.
So, yeah, those are my biggest struggles right now. It's just maybe like the social media and the marketing because that's all new to me.
Definitely. The marketing piece, I think, I'll put that to the side for a minute. Social media focus right now.
Yes.
Uh, I think it's paramount to be a creator right now. Like at the end of the day, that content that you create, that's what builds trust. That's what tells your story. That's what people see when they come and they interact with your page or your brand, right? It's a double-edged sword because being on social media is also my biggest drain.
Yeah.
One, it's not always the most positive space, but there's we only have as entrepreneurs so much mental capacity in a day, right?
Mhm.
And when you get caught up and TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, they're really good at doing this. They'll put content in front of you that they know you're going to be like, wait a second, what? And then you're caught in the doom scroll
Yes.
instantly. So I think the mental awareness of one being a creator, not a consumer, that's super uber important right now. But where you're struggling with it, I would maybe try just a little commitment, a short-term commitment, and just track the analytics on it because And people are different. But for me, when I can see my like view counts going up,
Mhm.
or I can see my followers going up, and I can like track that day by day, week by week, I'm encouraged to do it more because I know it's actually making a difference. So I would maybe encourage you to try giving yourself like a 7-day challenge. You're going to post something every day for 7 days and then look at the impact as far as what your views were, right? We've talked previously about trial reels.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard about
Mm.
trial reels, I'm bullish on trial reels right now. No joke, my viewership on YouTube multiplied by 3 in like 2 weeks, right? From just kind of posting consistently. And I used that, the videos and the metrics that I was getting there, took the most successful ones. I started posting those as Instagram trial reels. Now, if you're not familiar, an Instagram trial reel is essentially a way that you can post and guarantee that that post is going to people who aren't following you. So it's like testing content on new audiences, right? That alone on Instagram took me from like 20,000 views a month. Now, I wasn't necessarily posting super consistently and I had some military obligations in there, but to like 100,000 views per month. Like that is just ballooned. Um, and I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm maybe posting 2 to 3 trial reels per day. And I'm just getting those trial reels by using Opus Clip, which is an AI software, and Descript to like take my long form videos, like
Mhm.
this podcast, chop them up into little clips, and then I just post those clips.
That's awesome.
So it's I'm I'm bullish on AI in the sense that there's ways now to have so much of what took hours before to be done instantly via technology. I'm obviously not an expert in that world, but I'm trying to just learn the tips, the tricks, the trade. How do I take things and make it easier or faster? Looking at it through that lens, like when you get this video, take it, throw that thing into Opus Clip and let it
Okay.
chop you up some reels.
Okay.
And then those reels tell your story. But I mean, that's a way that like we're generating tons of content right now. And we don't even know it. We're just filming what we talk about, right?
Okay.
So it's a really powerful tool. Descript is a good one if you're not familiar with Descript.
Mm.
So what it originally was, and I still use it for this, was I'll take this video, this audio, I'll throw it in there. It will generate the text of what we talked about,
Mhm.
like everything we said. So it generates your subtitles for YouTube videos. It'll generate like we can take this exact conversation, we can throw it up on a blog post, right? And now it's in long form word. So that's really cool, right? And it, can pair it over your videos. But since then, they've done clips. So like AI will cut up your video, make clips, throw the text over it, and then you get like this dynamic video with text. It also has a feature called eye centering. So if you're looking at the camera, you're talking to the camera, you can turn on eye centering. And even if you're kind of like, or maybe I was looking over there at a teleprompter, it will make my eyes appear to be looking at the camera. So you can read maybe off your computer screen while your webcam films you, and then it'll make it look like you're looking at your webcam. So there's a lot of just nifty little tricks that AI technology has, maybe made content creation easier, faster for entrepreneurs. Um, and then I mentioned Opus Clip. I just take long form videos, I throw them into Opus Clip. There's some features in there to do AI enhancement and add B roll and things like that to make your videos a little bit more engaging. But it's really good at finding, those 20-second to minute long clips where you talk about something engaging, and it's almost like it picks up on the passion and the intonation in your
Yeah.
voice, and it will find those highlights and make you like really good reels off of those. So those are just two of the things that I've been using right now to make my short form content. But the way I'm doing that is just having like 1 or 2 long form films a day in a week. Sorry, I said a day. And then throwing those into the AI and letting the AI spit those things out. As far as like recommendations for For you, I would think, when you get your samples in, right, and you have the product in hand, talk about it. Just shoot like a 5-minute video, go through the features, the design, go over the pattern. What did you draw? What's actually on that product? And then like in your content, if you didn't know, the little Laura Lane content is good. And part of that is just your talents inherently with design, I think. But like you said, those were mock-ups. I had no idea those were mock-ups. I thought that was the real deal. Like it looks good. Um, but you showed, the fabric folding over, right? To protect the hands and the feet and not scratch the baby. But like go through all of those features, talk about the materials, show it in action. And then you take that 5-10 minute video, you throw it in your Opus clip or your Descript, chops you up some shorts and reels, and then you have content for a week. But it's all because you shot a 5-minute video or a 10-minute video. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a huge ordeal. I'm a big believer in taking the imperfect action. And I know we've talked about that before. This room right now that we're sitting in is the culmination of some imperfect actions. I ordered some furniture. I threw some pictures on the wall as like visual hooks. Ordered some light boxes on Amazon, got a camera, and here we are.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, um, but don't refuse to take
Yeah.
action just because you
What's
know it can be better.
what's that quote? The imperfect action is better than
So I know I always misquote it. It originally stemmed from General George Patton in World War II. And I think the quote goes something to the effect of, an imperfect plan executed violently today is better than the perfect plan next week. And in summary, it's better to take action now, immediately, than to wait and hope for something better.
yeah.
I know that that's something I've struggled with. For example, this is the 13th episode of the Based Business Podcast,
Woohoo.
13 episodes in almost 4 years. That's really bad, really embarrassing. And the reason I pushed it off so long was I filmed my first 3 episodes and they sucked. And I knew I could be better. But then I also knew I needed to raise my production quality. So I started looking into ways to make the show more informational. And I thought that if I was being more informational, I was giving more value. And that sucked even more. Now I'm getting back to the people and the conversations. And to be honest, my last episode, I think, was my best episode because it was just a conversation with another entrepreneur. And we talked about, our businesses and how we could grow and develop. And I think that there was a lot of value in there, but it wasn't me looking at the camera and saying, you need to have a good business plan because if you don't have a good business plan, everything's going to be crazy. It, it was real. And I think
Yeah.
that authenticity, that matters.
Mhm.
I struggled as an entrepreneur for a long time. And actually, Todd, your husband, he probably watched me do this for a long time. Um, he was one of my first employees. Shout out to Todd. He's on the next episode. Um, where I was surrounded by all of this like generic marketing tips and like I was going to business school, and they tell you all of the things that you have to do to be a good business or legitimate business. And I realized all of those things sucked. None of them actually helped me succeed in business, but they were just the generic advice that made you, any company doing anything. Um, and it wasn't until I started being me and I started being authentic to myself that I started getting sales and I started building a community around me and the business actually took off. And it was when I put my face and my name on the website and on the products and I would talk about them and I would answer questions about them. And I became, almost this uh, charismatic and engaging face of the company, that the company became real and it didn't just become, some dude selling products on the internet. I know that that's not necessarily comfortable for everyone to do. AI does it for you now, though. And I didn't even know I was leading to that, but I just hit me like a sack of bricks. So you can actually clone yourself now.
Really?
Take like 20 pictures, right?
Yeah.
And film yourself talking for like 2 minutes. Um, it's called 11 Labs, I think is the best for voice generation, voice cloning. And then there's a software called HeyGen. And HeyGen does like your virtual clone. So like you video yourself, take some pictures, it will make you into an AI avatar with your voice pattern, all of that stuff. And then you don't even have to get in front of a camera anymore. You can
That's
just give it your prompt and your script, and it will create a video of you presenting whatever you want it to be presenting. Oh my goodness, AI is getting so good. I wish I had a computer in here. I could like
yeah.
just pull it up and show you real quick. I was I mentioned Akbar Sheikh earlier. He had me as his keynote speaker at his mastermind a couple weeks ago in Dallas. And I was in there. The two speakers before me were both AI, like tech guys. One of them, his name was Muhammad Asmal, and he literally is like the guy that all of these super elite high level entrepreneurs, like the 100 millionaires and up to like billionaires, he's talking about giving like presentations at these billionaire masterminds. I'm like, can't even imagine being at that level. But he showed us in like the span of 5 minutes, uploaded some pictures and video, typed in this prompt, and generates, this totally AI created podcast essentially. And I'm like, that technology is so obviously it's not perfect yet,
Wow. Yeah.
but it's getting so good that I don't think there's any excuse anymore for someone to not be able to be a creator because of fear. Because now you can do it and never get on camera. It can create you in essence.
Yeah.
You just have to give it the information up front. Interesting thing.
That's wild. Right now I'm just using I'm not good at writing. I am a math person and an art person, which is kind of funny because normally you probably wouldn't put those two together. But AI has definitely helped me make some great things for my website. Like sharing my story and being able to do that, the copy for my website. That has been great.
What's your website?
But just like the title or
Yeah.
and
How can
I-
someone find it?
my website is littleLauraLane.com.
And it's not just for girls. I
It's
saw a
not.
cool boy pattern on there too.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Racetrack.
Okay, I'm an F1 fan. I didn't used to be, but my husband has really gotten me into it, and we've watched all the episodes of Drive to Survive. We've been following it all last year. We watch every race. And so in this pattern, I drew like the Red Bull car, and I'm a big Max fan. I know maybe it was a bandwagon forever ago, but I drew Max winning. No one hate me.
Shout out to Max Verstappen.
And then, of course, Lando Norris is behind him. We've got, Aston Martin. We've got Mercedes on there. We've got Ferrari. And so, it's just simple and you can't really tell. Like, you can tell the colors, but, it's just kind of a nod to my love for F1. And so, I think it'll be a great boys pattern. And I'm excited to have it on our pajamas.
Definitely. Can I ask, when is your launch going to be?
Yeah, we're doing a pre-sale on June 1st. And so during the pre-sale, I'm going to have a couple different patterns up there for babies, and we're actually going to try some toddler ones. I don't have any great mock-up photos for that, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm hoping to get an idea of what patterns sell, what sizes sell, so that when I place my big order in 2 weeks, then we can get a good idea of, what things are working and what things aren't working. And we'll hopefully have our big first actual launch in September.
Right on. So you mentioned a pre-sale. I am a huge fan of the pre-sale model.
Yes, it's to you.
I tell this to everybody. I'm going to look in the camera. I'm talking to you, viewer at home. If you can integrate a pre-sale model into your business, You should integrate a pre-sale model into your business. It alleviates so much risk. It gives you, one, the money up front so that you can place your order, get your materials, whatever. Two, it gives you so much data. Like Kayla just mentioned, uh, she'll be able to see what sizes are selling, what patterns are
Mhm.
selling, right? And then you can base your order off of that. And it takes a lot of guesswork out of, do I order 1,000 of this? Do I order 500 of this? What's actually going to sell? What's not going to sell? You get so much data on the front end and you get some money to fund this without having to take the initial risk. So, big fan of the pre-sale model. Right on. Uh, Kayla, you've come on the show. You've given us a lot of value. What can I do to help you now?
Um, just sharing my story, probably. I feel like getting my message out there would be the most beneficial. Just letting people know that I'm here and that we have a dream to, make pajamas for everyone and be able to give back. There's just so many great things about this company, and I really just want to share that with as many people as I can.
Absolutely. Where can they find you and follow you?
Yeah. So I'm on Instagram and TikTok at Little Laura Lane. So super easy to find me. And that's the same for the website. So
Well, right on, Kayla. I'm really excited to see, one, how the launch goes,
yeah.
and two, the impact and the difference that you make in the community with your mission. Um, it's the most valuable thing, in my opinion, to have that strong why and that grassroots charitable foundation, I think, because at the end of the day, every obstacle that you encounter, every issue that you have to work to overcome is working towards a greater good in the world. And so it gives, at least in my opinion, gives an entrepreneur that drive to keep going when things get tough. So I really admire that. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Can I share one thing really
Yeah, please do.
cool? Yeah, so I named the company Little Laura Lane after my great aunt Laura. So she was an amazing lady, and she loved my art. Even when I was younger, I would just draw these little things and I'd send them to her. Or one time when I visited her, I tried to draw a self-portrait and I kind of made it this multimedia collage, and she really took it to heart and like sent me this whole letter about how like the different meanings that she found within this piece. And it touched my heart that she believed in me so much. And so as I went through civil engineering and became an engineer, I always had art at the back of my mind and just like that creative outlet.
Mhm.
But it wasn't, until later that I was able to do that. And unfortunately, she passed away. So she never really got to see me come back to art. She passed away when I was kind of in the heat of civil engineering. And so this is kind of a nod to her too. So, I named the company basically after her so that, she can know the big impact that she made in my life, hopefully from heaven. But she was my biggest cheerleader and I appreciated her so much.
I
So
appreciate you sharing that. That's really beautiful. And I very much appreciate the nod to family again, not just in your immediate family being the reason you do what you do, but the impacts that our familial relationships, have had
yeah.
shaping us, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that influence probably had a profound impact when it comes to you and your art as a whole moving forward now.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that sharing things like that,
It's
it's
kind
a
of like someone
power.
believed in me.
Yeah,
And so, maybe I can believe in me too.
definitely. You should. Well, thank you again, Kayla. I appreciate having you on the
Okay.
show.
Thank you.
And that's over.
All right.
Go team. Unless
Thank
you want to
you.
add anything,
I can't think of
I can cut it
anything.
in.
I kind of messed up a couple things, but oh well.
No worries. I don't think anything was bad at all.
Okay.